welcome to your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 387. If you're writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book but you're having trouble finishing it, or perhaps you're at the stage where you need help reaching more readers to let them know about your book, you are in the right place. Good morning and happy Saturday. Happy weekend. Happy first weekend of May. Oh my gosh. I am your host, Christine Whitmarsh, also known as Christine Inc., I-N-K, especially on social media. Each day I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 18 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that 3 things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they can turn someone who barely considers themselves to be a writer into a published author. Those 3 things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote. "There's no fear when you're having fun." Will Thomas. And once again, good morning. Happy Saturday, my fellow authors. And as we've been doing lately on Saturday episodes, probably for at least a month now, I think, here on the show, I like to kick back a little bit with a fun episode, especially after the stress of the week, especially during these times. Even actually, I guess, during quarantine world weeks when our weeks and our weekends kind of blur together, still like to set this precedent of hopefully kicking back and having a little bit of fun on weekends. So here's a fun writing exercise for when you run into writer's block or other creative writing obstacles or challenges on the business or brand side of being an author, or really anything you're struggling with in life and need a solution for. You could hopefully use this. So do something that I think many of us enjoy doing. Well, I do anyway, because I'm kind of a nerd. Make lists. And this is also a form of the freestyle stream of consciousness brainstorming technique, like recently talked about here on the show, I think a couple weeks ago. The idea being to brain dump ideas onto the page without censoring or editing yourself as you write. And in the case of lists, I like top 10 lists. It's a nice even number, nice format, thanks to David Letterman, all the top 10 lists from his show. So for instance, let's say the problem you're struggling with is naming a character. Well, do a list of 10 possible names that come to mind. So no research, no thinking, no looking up, the Gaelic definition and the thing of the name and overthinking and anything like that. Just picture your character in your head. Just picture the character as much as you know what they look like. And by total gut instinct, and I think as authors sometimes, this is just a thought I had, conversation I was having with my Writers Club Live members over the weekend. I think sometimes as authors, we totally underestimate or we devalue our gut instincts, our creative intuitions. We think that there's, correct and right, proper ways to write books. And a lot of my answers to things, I don't know if it's disappointing or validating, when my authors ask me things, how did you name your characters or whatever? It's like, I don't know, I just knew. It's just gut instinct. I don't know if it's an over-reliance, but I have an extraordinary amount of trust in my gut instincts and creative instincts. And yes, I acknowledge that's because I've been doing this for a while, but I would encourage you to do the same thing. There's no proper way to write a book. There's, best practices, things that make it easier, but gut instincts and creative intuition are incredibly powerful. So little sidebar there. So back to this exercise. So picture the character in your head, and by total gut instinct, write down the first 10 names that come to mind. Then you can look at your list, and then I give you permission to overthink at that point. Then you can narrow it down and start researching name meanings in the baby name websites, and this name means this and this name means that. And that's super fun to do. Just don't get stuck in that, especially if your instinct tells you the guy's name is Bob, then you don't have to come up with some fancy name that has 7,000 Greek meanings attached to it. So follow your gut instinct, and then you can do all the overthinking. Or perhaps on the brand side, maybe you're trying to figure out a creative and fun way to market your book. Again, clear your mind as best as you can and write down the first 10 things that come into it, the first 10 ways. So just think of like 10 crazy, creative, fun ways to market your book, maybe 10 intentionally bad, creative and fun ways to market your book. Just get them out on paper. Use the process of elimination to rule out the ones that are clear, like no way or not now, or simply ones that don't excite you. See what you have left and work from there. Just jotting down top 10 lists. Tim Ferriss talks about it in his book, Tools of Titans. Great brainstorming technique, top 10 lists. So enjoy your list making, and hopefully this is a super fun and simple way of solving creative problems for you. Thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. And would love you to drop by my Inc. Authors group on Facebook and share some of your top 10 lists with us, or your brainstorming techniques, or anything at all to do with being an author. Inc. Authors on Facebook. Until tomorrow, happy writing.